What's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're playing some Snow White. So we are in a mono white deck that is focusing on snow and specifically Search for Glory. This card is actually amazing when you just have a lot of things that are worth getting. Restoration of Eiganjo, a Book of Exalted Deeds. We are trying to gain 3 life, make angels. We don't have the Fabled Fabled Passage. What was the card? That was the one that Fable Haven. That was a snow that could turn into an angel. You could, have the win combo with that where you can't lose the game ever. And we can still utilize that. I've still been able to, get an extra 5 or 6 turns to try to find answers by being able to use the last part of Book of Exalted Deeds to, put something onto an angel, give us a chance to find more stuff, or win the game. There's just a lot of power in this card still. Gaining 3 life with Potion of Healing, Restoration of Eiganjo, also being able to bring this back from the graveyard is super powerful. The other hard part, though, is that the other cards that gain us 3 life or enough that we're actually utilizing is things like Revitalize, Sunset Revelry, and those aren't something we can bring back with Restoration of Eiganjo. That's like the only weakness of this deck, I feel like. But overall, I've been on the play 2 times, on the draw 5 times, and I still have a 71% win rate, 5 wins, 2 losses, and so that's really good stats for this deck so far from what I've been playing and doing. And so the basic idea is that we are trying to play around Search with Glory to utilize the power to get legendaries, sagas, and snow cards. So we can go grab snow lands, play out Book of Exalted Deeds, get a 3/3 angel. Wandering Emperor is just a really powerful card in general, but you can put counters on things, exile stuff. It does gain us life as well, but not enough to actually activate Book of Exalted Deeds. You're typically doing it on their turn anyway. But Elspeth Resplendent, once we have 1 angel out in the battlefield, can give it lifelink to attack in, get us another angel, and kind of go off with that. And there's like kind of this hard lock that we can set up where it's like, we're getting enough life, we have enough creatures on board that you really can't do anything about us. And we have enough Doomskars, everything else to go off. I love Sanctuary Warden in this deck as well, where this actually gets to remove counters from our Planeswalkers as well. It just ends up being a really powerful setup. So we have to survive the early turns, and having a lot of life gain and card draw actually helps us out a ton, making sure that we can find the lands that we need, making sure that we can get everything out on the battlefield, Restoration of Eiganjo, making sure we're hitting lands as well, getting up to our 4, 5, 6 mana that we need to be able to play out a lot of the stuff that we're wanting to. And later on, we end up going for stuff like, 3 mana for Search for Glory, 3 mana for Book of Exalted Deeds. That might be the first time we get it out there on turn 6, but our deck is built to be able to handle everything. And then we have a Luxior, which also helps out with our Planeswalkers, also helps out with us just putting counters onto things in general. Sanctuary Warden also having some value there. And overall, I've just been really, really impressed with this deck. And I'm excited to show it to you guys because it is a super fun one. I've had a blast playing with it, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So let's go dive into the gameplay. I'll talk a little bit more about it as we're playing through, and wish me luck. Here we go. Alrighty, so this is what I was talking about, where there is some weaknesses with this deck, where having this be like a Professor Symbology instead of the Revitalize and Sunset Revelry works a lot better with other parts. Just being able to make sure we can hit our, I don't know, Professor Symbology would be a really good card in place of these, for even just having 2 of them. But these cards are also really, really powerful for us, that we do really want them sometimes as well. And so I'm not totally sure when's the right time to be playing one versus the other, but we're going to keep going. We should be able to find lands with this hand and get us up to everything that we need to, so we can find the other things that we need to. Unless they play out a Flippin' Thalia on turn 2. And we didn't find a land for the Potion of Healing. That is when it's really bad. This deck typically destroys mono white, but every once in a while, we just get the wrong hand against them, and this is a really bad hand, and we've drawn poorly against what they're doing. So here we go. Let's see how this one works out. And we're actually on the play. This will be the first time losing on the play if we do, but we are in really bad shape at the moment. We don't have any of the pieces we really need. We didn't find a land on that turn, which is massively detrimental. But we have life gain. We can hopefully run into something. We just need to be able to hit lands. We need to hit 3 lands in the next 3 turns. Otherwise, I don't think we have any chance here. We have ways to make that work. There we go. So we found a land. I think it's Sunset Revelry here, because we draw a card, gain the 4 life, and create humans, right? So, yeah. And we found Book of Exalted Deeds. Not another land, though. But that is something I can get out on the battlefield. With Potion of Healing, we can start creating blockers. Good, 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 good. Ooh, Mollusci Claves. Okay, so we do have Fateful Absence that can get rid of this Thalia. We might have to prioritize that. I really just want to be finding lands, though. Ah, wow. Still no lands. I think I gotta keep playing out. Yeah, try to find lands, I think, is the most important thing. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Wow, no lands. All right. They won't have anything with haste, so we're gonna attack in because it won't change anything. Down to 18, pass the turn. All right, that's just bad drawing. So I have 25 lands in the deck, 22 basic like actual lands, and then we have 3 Emeria's Calls because we tend to hit lands like crazy with this deck. You know, if I could get to the Restoration of Eiganjo, I would have been able to shuffle things up, be able to hit the lands that I needed. Wow, and that's ridiculous. I don't know what to do about that. We can't even get to a Doomskar at this point. Can't get to Book of Exalted Deeds. I think that killing this is going to be better for us right now, just to try to make everything else cheaper. They might have the guy that gives indestructible, but I don't want to be tapped down. I don't know if I have much else I can do, so we're gonna go ahead and kill this. No attacks, pass the turn. Yeah, we drew how many extra cards? We're at 15 cards deep and only 3 lands. Is ridiculous even with 22 lands, if we're not including the Emeria's Calls. Like that's really terrible drawing. And yeah, sometimes that's part of Magic. And honestly, everyone gets really angry about the mana problem. I think that that's actually what makes Magic Magic is, and the reason why it's the best of all games is the randomness factor is higher. And the chance of losing on that randomness factor is higher, and that is actually what makes it all fun. Not that it's that fun. Oh, one of our 2 tap lands for this situation, of course. I'm gonna just Revitalize, and then I think we're done. There's the lands. We finally found them. There's nothing I can do at this point. I could survive a couple more turns. If we find a Doomskar off the top, we technically aren't dead. They put this onto there. We go down to 1, and then we're dead to Cave of the Frost Dragon. Yeah, so there's nothing we can draw at this point that would get us out of being dead. So, farewell. All right, now we have 4 lands. Not a hand I think that we can keep here because we don't really have interaction. Book of Exalted Deeds says nothing, and these are all my interactive cards with everything else I have in the deck, which I could draw into everything else we have in the deck potentially. But I think we got a mulligan. Yeah, we want to have card draw in the early hand. Search for Glory is amazing. This is a beautiful hand. Keep 6, and I think it's kind of weird, but I think we're gonna drop the Wandering Emperor. I can go find it with Search for Glory. Actually, you know what? We'll drop the Search for Glory. Taking that is better than this. So yeah, so we'll play out Cave of the Frost Dragon. Pass turn. I'd rather have the removal in hand and try to find the land than have the way to find the removal and not kind of guarantee everything else. So play out Potion of Healing. I'm not gonna foretell Doomskar just yet. I don't want them to be playing too much around it. So I'll foretell it the next turn. Hopefully we can find another land. We did draw 1 deeper to try to find it. Ranger class. All right, so mono green. Ooh, Sunset Revelry is nice. That could help us find another land. Is that better than foretelling Doomskar here? I think so. Yeah, because we get all 4 modes there. Didn't find a land. Pass turn. Uvenwald Oddity. So that's bad. Down at 19. That's my turn, but our life total's high. Now we have Wandering Emperor online, and I think I do keep holding off on Doomskar. I could go ahead and try to kill this right now, because they will have Snakeskin Veils. They will have a lot of other stuff in this deck. I just know that they're going to have it as well. They could have another Uvenwald Oddity, but I think I am going to go ahead and just exile this right now. Get the life that I can out of it right now. Just make sure it's gone. That to me is more important than doing it at the perfect timing. Is just making sure it actually happens. And I don't care about Wandering Emperor dying here. See, they had another one. They're having to expend this. Now, if I find the land, I have Doomskar. And I'm trying to just kill as many things as I can so I don't have to do that right away. Oh, really? Gonna keep the Wandering Emperor alive. Interesting. So I could kill one of these guys, let the Wandering Emperor die. But at this point, now I can save up our resources. I can Doomskar if I find the land. There it is. And just be able to hold on to this Wandering Emperor. Even better. So they have the Lair of the Hydra. They can still do some other stuff. I could go for the -2, just get a creature out. But if they have to take up their entire turn to do the Lair of the Hydra, I'm happy about that. Pass turn.
Remember your training.
Land into Sanctuary Warden. Oodalolly. Alright, so they go for the lair. Get the counter onto it here as well. Kills it. Sanctuary Warden is still amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, having more counters on this would be nice. The only way that they really deal with our flyers is through damage, and so shield counters is actually amazing against mono green. And so getting rid of that one there, I was kind of hoping I had the Wandering Emperor to be able to take the counter off of it instead. But now I think we're in plenty good shape. And so what I'll do, so I can go Wandering Emperor, put a counter onto something, attack in, take the counter off. I can go Search for Glory, gain 3 life, go grab a the Book of Exalted Deeds, start getting more angels on the battlefield, but I won't be really drawing the cards for free. I want to draw the cards for free. So we'll do that.
I hope you're ready to lose.
So we're gonna put the counter onto Warden.
We've got
We're gonna attack in with just the Warden this time. We'll take it from Emperor. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, that actually sets us up to be able to do lots of cool things on the next turn as well. Oh, I forgot that had reach. That's fine. Oh, this does take up the shield counter. Oh, wait, sorry, I had first strike. Haha. Okay, Restoration of Eiganjo, find more lands. All right, so they can still have like another oddity, and that would be annoying here. They would be able to get through. Actually, we do have enough blockers, yeah. Yeah, that's... Mono green is typically a really good matchup for us. There's been more and more other decks out there that aren't as aggro in Best of One lately. There's been more of the Arcane Bombardment type decks. There's been a lot of Esper Obscura type of decks. And those ones are a little bit harder for us, but typically mono white, mono green is our candy that we can just kind of like dominate. Last game, there's always sometimes that every deck can win, but typically that's our bread and butter. All right, I really like Sunset Revelry on the draw. It should set us up to be in good shape. So we're going to keep this one. Removal, card draw, Elspeth. So Elspeth is a little bit awkward because it's really only good if you have creatures. And the biggest issue with this deck is that our only real ways of making creatures is Sunset Revelry and Wandering Emperor and Book of Exalted Deeds, which we did find. Let's see here. I won't be able to draw a card. I won't be able to gain the life. Is Fateful Absence actually worthwhile on a Professor Symbology? They're probably going to go for sacrifice outlets. I think that just making 2 1/1s is... I think the card draw is more important. So we're going to go for Revitalize. Pass the turn. And this is where I was saying like Professor Symbology might be the better play over Sunset Revelry, but there are some times that Sunset Revelry is so good. The hard part is like I'm not going to be gaining the life because I'm going to Revitalize here. But whatever, I'm not going to be able to draw the card with it. Hopefully we find the land and we can play that. Not having environmental sciences, which can gain 2 life, which could work really well with a lot of other things also too as well. Could be nice. We'll do it now. Yeah, we're getting life and getting the 2 guys. No card drop, but that's fine. Maul the Skyclaves. This is first strike and flying. All right, so this is like an Orzhov aggro, or is this clerics? It could be clerics. We need to hit our land drops, so get out Restoration. Find a land. Get it on out there. Yeah, Elspeth can make flyers for us for days. Keep hitting lands and get up to Sanctuary Wardens and stuff. So yeah, hitting lands is definitely the most important thing. So I think if I find a land here, though, it's going to be Book of Exalted Deeds into something else. Let's see. I don't really have anything I want to discard, so we're going to decline. We're going to play out Snow Plains. We're going to play out Book and then Sunset Revelry. Just get the free angel out in the battlefield. I can give it lifelink with Elspeth. We get to get all the modes here, so that's nice. I'm fine with the trade-off here. Yeah. Down to 19. So I'm feeling clerics, even though we haven't really seen a ton from this deck. We have Sanctuary Warden on the next turn as well, which is a good way to deal with first strike. They will have some exile stuff, but that is, I think most of the stuff is going to be destroy, except for a Vanishing Verse is what they'll probably have, which is being taken out more and more. So yeah, right now we're currently winning the race. They do have Hive the Eye Tyrant. This will flip around. They'll get more power. This will flip around. I think Elspeth might just be the best way to go. Yeah. There's some ways to get blown out here, though. If they have a Lolth, that could be interesting. Okay, so they have the removal, so now Elspeth isn't as good. Wedding announcement number 2. I brought in a fair. Well, this is the other reason for Professor Symbology is having removal for enchantments is a little bit. It's still a little bit weird in white, even though white has so many answers for it. They're not all the best answers. So I could go Wandering Emperor, exile Professor Symbology, have Fateful Absence held up. I can't gain enough life with Elspeth Resplendent. I kind of like the idea of having a Planeswalker out before I use the Warden. So that might just be our turn here. Yeah, we're just going to pass turn. Wandering Emperor was a good draw there. Double wedding announcement is going to become an issue. The Mollusk Skyclave is also annoying. So I'm kind of expecting a Vanishing Verse or something here. We're going to go ahead and just at least try to kill this.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
So go for the exile. Sweet. Good. Vanishing Verse, and you can removal for Wandering Emperor. We haven't seen Mihik Massacre yet as well. That's probably going to be something in this deck. There it is. I could kill one of my own guys just to have the card draw. We're good. We have 4 cards in hand. So this is fine. Take some damages. Yeah, so they have some 2/2s. Pass to my turn. So ways to gain life. Search for Glory is not bad. Could go for another Restoration. I can get that with Elspeth as well, though. Let's go Search for Glory. I want to try to keep my Wandering Emperor available if possible. And go for Luxior. They didn't have removal for the creature right there. It could be interesting. You know what? Why not? Yeah, let's do it. This means I won't be able to hold up Fateful Absence, but they won't be able to attack the Planeswalker. They're going to have to expend a card, which if it's something like Meek Mask or whatever, they could do it probably just fine. But still, I'd rather that than anything else. So put the counter on here. With first strike, swing in. Maintain the pressure. Down to 15. And the nice thing is now there's a counter on this and Elixir. We can use the 2 loyalty here and still kill something. And not have it die because Luxior will still keep it as a 1/1 as long as there's the counter. Well, actually, it'll be a 2/2. So, yeah, no, we're good. And then the dream is like giving it lifelink with Elspeth Resplendent and suddenly hitting in for tons of life gain. They start crying because of how much awesomeness we're going for. You know, just all of the things would be amazing. Yeah, so we shall see. Loth is annoying. We have Fateful Absence as an amazing response to that. A land would be nice so we can go for Elspeth and Fateful Absence. There we go. Let me do this in the right order. So we're gonna go Elspeth first.
I will protect them.
I kind of want them to block as much as possible here. Having vigilance would be useful. Okay, we're gonna give lifelink here.
Let's do this together.
Onto this one. We're gonna give first strike onto this one.
We greet our enemies.
So right now I'm just trying to kill the tokens as much as possible. They could block everything onto Wandering Emperor and kill it. Okay, we'll go like this. Double blocks and nothing else. Wow. So we're gonna get another angel. It doesn't really deal with. They will be able to get rid of the Elspeth, but we have another one. So let's kill Lolth now. No snowlands, so they shouldn't have blood in the snow.
I'll be waiting for you.
All right, so down to 7, we gain life, we get another angel. We're not like in an amazing shape. They still have lots of power. They have card draw. They have this type of Eye Tyrant, but they're not going to be able to pressure our life total because they're going to have to do everything for Elspeth Resplendent. They're going to have to answer everything on our board first before they can really do much else. All right, so Sanctuary Warden is probably what goes away because we have to find the land to be able to play it then. Yep. And now they may not want to prioritize actually killing the Elspeth, which is fine with me. They attack. Oh man, they're attacking with the menace creature. Cool. And here's the thing: is now I think we just attack. Like, they have 3 mana up, so they could have removal. I think we say no blocks and we go aggressive.
Fall back.
This still has the lifelink counter onto it. Have the other one. Yeah, I want to be able to make sure I hit the land. So yeah, we'll go Restoration, find the land. All right, how aggressive do we go here is the question. Swinging with this will give us enough. I can give it flying, I can give it first strike. Do I want to give it vigilance is the question. Yeah, let's do that. So
This is your fight. Win it.
vigilance or flying? We'll go vigilance. How do they block? They have enough to kill it. They block with everything and they can kill it. I was thinking I could make a samurai afterwards, but I think we have to put the counter onto it right now. We're just gonna gain all the life.
We've got the edge.
Slow it down a little bit. Try to win in the next couple turns. Their biggest resource right now is the ability to fly with everything. Blocks with Tenacious Underdog. Okay, up to 41. Yeah, they're just digging for removal for this Wandering Emperor. That's their biggest priority by far, I would assume. Sorin, okay.
Under my watch, neither vampire nor human go extinct. My ways are not for the weak.
Finds a land. What is this? So they have Mollusk Enclaves to do stuff. They didn't draw with a clue in this last turn. Didn't they have mana up and available to do that? They might have just forgotten. All right, so we kill you. Just kill as many things as we can.
Hey! Watch the roughhousing.
Up to 51. Yeah, free potion of healing is really nice. Their land. We're gonna go Sanctuary Warden. Do I want to counter off of a Wandering Emperor now? It kind of makes sense here. Yeah, we have so many options at this point. Like, I was debating it. What I was trying to debate there is if I wanted to keep the loyalty counter so that I could get the... Oh, you know what? Actually, it stops being a planeswalker, so I'm not able to take a loyalty counter off of it. That's what I was confused by. So Sanctuary Warden says that you can take a counter off of a creature or a loyalty counter off of a planeswalker. So it wouldn't count as a planeswalker, so it wasn't recognizing that I could take loyalty counters off of this. That's what I was confused by, because it didn't seem like I was actually able to take off one of the loyalty counters. Maybe I was, but it looked weird. Anyway, yeah, that's fun stuff. Up against Danis. And yeah, beautiful hand. Doomskars. This is just where we really hope we're up against an aggro deck and not other kinds of decks. If this is like Arcane Bombardment, really bad hand here. If it's Mono Green, oh boy. Runes, I'm happy with. Runes we can deal with. Let's not... let's see, we do have Search for Glory, so we're gonna foretell. Try to get out of Snowlands while we can with Search for Glory. Crawling Barrens isn't really useful until we're up around like 7 to 8 lands. And then it becomes a really powerful effect for us. Just another creature so we can use with Elspeth, putting counters onto it, putting lifelink counters, flying counters, all that stuff becomes really powerful with it. We don't need it to focus on Doomskar just yet. We're just gonna keep finding lands. Let them try to build up to a really big turn, take everything away, make them cry. We just like crying. Crying is what we hope for. And for them, not me. I like to cry sometimes too, but not as much. All right, so how many pieces do you have? Do you have the Jukai Naturalist? Do you have the other fella? We have to avoid a one-turn KO. So it's most likely just going to be a Doomskar here, but Wandering Emperor can also basically shut down a one-turn KO as well. So we'll have that for the next turn. Reinforced Champion. But with Generous Visitors and Jukai, if they go off enough, they could have 2 threats that could be enough to kill us. And so, do I Doomskar right away? Let them set up again. I do have another Doomskar. So it's probably just the safest play. Get this flipped around. Be in good shape. Another land. Yay. Oh, that's beautiful. Get a free land drop. Play you out. Yeah, just Doomskar. No targets for the runes, no target, like all that stuff. They're gonna have to spend mana on other things first before they can draw cards. It just lets us set up even more, get out pieces that we need. So this is a pretty good matchup for us if we're able to kind of set up this way. Were they on the play or the draw? I can't remember now because I'm ahead on lands. Runeforge. Rune of Might. They had a speed in hand as well. Very nice. All of them. Down to 13. All right. Sunset Revelry. If we could find a land off of that, it would be really nice for us. We can have blockers. They can go off and have an amazing turn, though. So the question here is, do I Wandering Emperor now before they have a chance to cast a bunch of these and draw a bunch of cards? I would force them to have other stuff. So honestly, Wandering Emperor now is not terrible at all. I know typically you want to wait for it, but I don't think I want them to draw all the cards. I think I want to force them to have everything in hand right now to be able to build back up.
You're done.
I forgot, yeah, Kami will come back. So they will have a creature, they can play something out. But we have a 3/4 now. I think we're in okay shape. We still have plenty of answers in hand at the moment too. So I'm just giving myself extra turns before they can actually set up in any way to actually be a threat. I just have to make sure I have Doomskar for when they finally do build back up and also be able to finish off. All right, Fateful Absence is sweet. Search for Glory. I want to have, so unfortunately with this, I won't be able to find the land to just get myself some angels right away. So I want to play something out though before I use Sunset Revelry. That's fine. We'll just get the creatures, no card draw. You know what? I can foretell a Doomskar. But I can't Fateful Absence if I do that as well. Let's go ahead and do it. Foretell this. And just hold on to the Fateful Absence. Yep. Man, finding a land would be amazing. If I could Sunset Revelry, find a land as well, it would be so beautiful. All right, pass turn. What they play here will really drastically change what we can do. They found a land every time, so their hand could be one more land in there, and that's a terrible hand for them. If I can destroy this before they get an enchantment on the battlefield. Let's see, Paladin class. What is this? I can bring stuff back. Okay. We'll see how much mana they're spending on that too. If they're playing that out right now, that means they probably don't have another creature. Fateful Absence is more expensive, but we can still play it. Yeah, just trying to get them away from drawing cards and actually having multiple things to play on a turn. That's how we win. It's sad, but it's what we do. Elspeth, nice. All right, so -1. I think it is just Elspeth here. And do I go for the -3 right now? Or do I put a lifelink or first strike counter onto this? We'll go -3. Get some extra value. Even a land is pretty nice here. Potion. I can go for Sunset Revelry with... I need 2 lands, actually. All right. Or not Sunset Revelry. Book of Exalted Deeds. Potion Building is nice. So they're just kind of setting up to where they can have really big turns here. Yeah, whenever you attack until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +1/+1 for each other attacking creature and gains double strike. This deck does need, I think, one more way to be creating creatures. Based off what I've been seeing. All right, so counter.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Restoration. Grab land. I want to be able to get up Book of Exalted Deeds, but I think we're just a little too far off from that still. Counter here, we're going to give... It already has Vigilance, so we're going to give it Lifelink this time. First Strike would be nice, but... Did it not give me an option for First Strike just because it had it there? I should have got out Book of Potion of Healing there. That was a misplay. That's fine. I was just surprised because it said choose up to one target creature, put a +1/+1 counter onto it, and a counter from among Flying, First Strike, Lifelink, and Vigilance. And it had the First Strike grayed out as well, but I'm not sure if that was saying that I couldn't do it. I think that was more just like, hey, it already has Vigilance, which I mean I would want to put on there anyway. I'm just trying to see for future reference how certain things play out. All right. So if they have a bunch of runes, they could make this really big. Rune of Speed, there they go. Try to put pressure onto an Elspeth that they have a Rune of Might as well here. Okay, Rune of Might as well. So they are able to kill, not kill something yet. They need one more. They're able to draw some cards. They're probably just digging for Showdown. Hey, 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 hey. Very nice. Very nice. All right. What are we doing here? So I can find a Book of Exalted Deeds. Gain the life with this guy. I can start creating angels. I also have Doomskar. Will they go to face? Very intriguing. Oh, that's game over, isn't it? Not quite, because we get a block 4 here and gain the 3 life. So we go to 2. Terrifying. All right. Might need the life gain from this. What are we discarding? Sunset Revelry is kind of interesting. I might just decline here. Yeah, Paladin class. I haven't seen people play that as much with that one, so that's really good. We're gonna play out the land. I think what I'm doing is I'm exiling this right away. We have the other Wandering Emperor, so we're fine with that. Do I go for a Book of Exalted Deeds or do I hold up the Wandering Emperor? If I find it off the top here, it's really nice. Because I can go Sunset Revelry. We need to hold on to the Wandering Emperor, though. I'm trying to think if there's any way I can create a creature here. I need to go with Sunset Revelry beforehand. That was just a misplay. All right, so we're just going to take up. It's 0.
No, there's a hero inside you.
Last turn. All right, so we have Wandering Emperor. They bring back the Kami of Transience. If they have the ability to give it haste, we're in trouble. Wandering Emperor can help. Does cost 5 now, so yeah, I'm glad I held up all the mana. Man, this is something I kind of forget about too often. Being able to exile this will be really nice as well. Hallowed Haunting. All right, we should be able to rebuild here within the next couple of turns. I don't think I can get out Wandering Emperor yet. Because I need to be able to have that as an answer for other stuff. But I'm also going to spend most of my mana on this next turn. So be able to give something lifelink and hit in with Book of Exalted Deeds could be really nice. I'm going to have a 3/4 here. They get to give something double strike. They already have... Yeah, we have to hold on to it. So what do I do? Doomskar. Doomskar is nice. They get to bring back Kami. We are going to go for Doomskar here, so I think I'm actually just playing out the Wandering Emperor now. And I can search for Glory and find another one. Yeah. So we're going to tick up. I'm at 0. I could also just gain a ton of life by grabbing Luxior here as well. I wish I could Doomskar before this happens. Got the land. Doomskar. -1.
Guards, to me.
Book of Exalted Deeds could be really interesting as well, because we can set up to where they won't be able to actually attack in at all by just activating it here pretty soon. So let's go Search for Glory. Gain 3 life that we need. I could have ticked down for Book of Exalted Deeds with Elspeth Resplendent. That's what I was kind of debating on there. But I think we're just going to get it to hand. We're going to tick up on this guy, because if they don't find creatures here, they will be able to get the combo transients. But if they don't have ways to attack in too aggressively, we're going to be in really good shape. So let's get lifelink onto this guy now, and then gain 4 life. That's all I would get out of this. We'll hold off, because we have this we need to gain some life with anyway. Hey, I think that we're okay. This flips around. It's pretty big. 6/6. Can have double strike. Any kind of trample onto it is terrifying. If they had like a Rune of Haste, they could actually kill us on this turn. Sanctuary Warden would be pretty nice. Quite swell. Okay, past to my turn. The Potion of Healing. All right, so Book of Exalted Deeds. Sunset Revelry. Get some other blockers out. If I get enough to have that, we're gonna tick up again. We're gonna put a first strike counter onto this guy with the lifelink. That's gonna be really nice, and then another counter here. It's only going to be a 5/5. Still, I think that's all that we can do. We're going to be able to gain 5 life before they do anything else. Potion of Healing number 2. We're going to get a 3/3 Angel. That's nice. Last turn. All right, I mean, if they can give a Root of Might onto Portrait of Machiko, if they have another Machiko, be able to give it double strike attack in, like that's the way they win right now. We're looking for another, we're looking for a Farewell, so we can go for all enchantments and creatures. Wow, okay, okay. Good draw. We're not dead, but we are in trouble. So they have 22 damage there. If they don't go after the Wandering Emperor, we get to exile the Kami next turn as well. This is for each other one. Okay, so one blocker, everything here. We get to gain 5 life immediately. We go up to 16. And then they has 24 damage coming through. So 5, 6, 9. Out of 24 to 16, so there's 8 damage. We need to be able to block 8 damage, and this is 9, so we should go to 1. I want to crack a Potion of Healing just in case there's any kind of, like, I don't trust my math enough right now. Yeah, we should go to 4 after all this, right? Okay. So I did my math right. We were gonna be able to survive even without that, but still. Now we exile you. Anything with trample we get rid of.
Done.
Plains. Emeria's Call. Lifelink counter onto one of these guys. Gain life now so we can have one more angel. All right, so they have to find trample here, otherwise we survive another turn. And now we're in okay shape. So they get to gain some life. They're finding the things that they need, some of the things they need, but we are still in pretty good shape here. They can't attack too aggressively yet. They find, okay, not another enchantment. That is good. We need to find a Doomskar or a Farewell as soon as possible. We've dug through a lot of our deck. We're due for another one soon-ish. How many have we found? 2? These have vigilance as well. So this is a spirit, or it has vigilance either way, so we're in trouble there. Yeah, I might as well go for the trade-off. All right, so I think how we win here is actually with Luxior. Search for Glory. Fortunately, I can't find my board wipes with this. That's actually a nice thing about going into black with this, is that you can go grab Meat Hook Massacre with Search for Glory. And so I've actually been debating and going to a black-white version of this deck, because there's some really fun things you can do with Search for Glory in that. And you just get some other good planeswalkers as well. How do we actually deal with anything? So Book of Exalted Deeds, I can activate my other Book of Exalted Deeds and be in really good shape right now. Just keep something alive. And that's really all we got to do then. Until we can build up. But they had one borrow time, they could have another, but we can just find another Book of Exalted Deeds and just do it again. It's not a bad way to go.
The angels have returned, so you better give up now.
Strike
All right,
fast and
so
strike
they have to find borrow time before they can kill us. We're just going to protect our planeswalkers a little bit now. Try to set up for some sort of answer. I do want to keep my life total at least a little bit high. I should have kept that in hand so I can discard it for Potion of Healing or something. I mean, a Farewell just exiling all of their enchantments is going to be beautiful. We do have that to get to eventually. The only answer that they'll have is a Borrow Time or a Circle of Confinement now. They can definitely find it. Life total is really high. So, I mean, this could end up being a very long game at this point is the issue. Is that if they want to play all the way through to, and like Borrow Time is the last card of their deck, they could win right then if we had that. But with the second Book of Exalted Deeds, maybe getting another one, getting another angel to be safe and protected, I don't see how we end up losing too fast. And we have answers we can run into as well. It's going to be like an hour-long game now is the issue. And I'm not sure if I want to stick through for that. So we do kill the spirits while we can. We're taking enough for lethal. We're losing 3 angels, only 2 angels. That's fine. We'll try to keep our life total above lethal for as long as we can. We gotta draw something soon. Okay, discard that. Potion of healing. Not quite enough.
Remember your training.
Do I just put it onto another angel right now so they can't find borrow time and win on this next turn? Or do I wait until I can gain some more life, do some more stuff? I'm going to hold off for another turn. Pass the turn. I'm guessing they only have 2 borrow times. I think it's a card that they have, but they shouldn't have too many when they're playing a runes deck. Yeah, so the likelihood of them finding it within the next few turns is very unlikely, still possible. Finding a Luxior would be pretty sweet to be able to get Wandering Emperor big enough that I can start actually attacking in. With First Strike, we should be able to do that before too many turns as well. They also won't be able to attack her, so then I don't have that, that danger at all. Yeah, this is just going to be a really long game now. I don't really see a way around that. All right, so how many enchantments do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So we need to get rid of all the creatures, and they won't have this anymore. All right, so am I letting myself go down below lethal level? And the answer is, I think so. As long as they're not attacking Wandering Emperor, which they would be able to after this. So yeah, we'll go ahead and block again. Which one is double strike? So we'll block that one. Okay, counters onto Crawling Barrens. Sanctuary Warden is fun. Preventing damage is pretty good way to go about things. All right, so Sanctuary Warden.
You're going to rest in pieces.
Sunset Revelry. Just gain some life. I guess I could have held on to that, but now I don't have to crack the Potion of Healing. Counter onto Sanctuary Warden.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Could play this out. Book of Exalted Deeds onto Sanctuary Warden would be pretty safe play. I'm trying to get them to scoop rather than play this out is the big thing. And that would probably cause a scoop over other stuff. I don't really need this. But I will get the one more angel, actually. We can wait one more turn. Show out the skulls, get to dig deeper. Great draw for them. Amazing. Come on, farewell. Farewell does so much for us. The only thing they keep is visitors and these spirits. If we go for just enchantments, we would lose one guy. So I have one farewell in the deck. I felt like Doomskar was more important just because I was needing other things to be doing on turn 2 at times, or turn 3 to be able to like get some extra value out of it. It ended up being the better play by far for me. All right, so they're going to go full on. We're going to let the damage go through now. Now we're at a point where it's just about Book of Exalted Deeds and them finding borrow time. But I highly doubt they have 3. And they won't have any other answers for creatures, so we can just kind of play this out for forever as long as we can get enough stuff onto our dudes. The only issue here is that we're going to lose the Wandering Emperor. I was hoping to find something else before then. Yeah, okay. Wow, lots of good stuff. This is the fun part about Book of Exalted Deeds, though, is that there are lots of decks that, like, the decks that we are needing this ability for don't run a ton of removal. There are some others that do, whatever, but like giving us enough turns to try to find a farewell or whatever. We draw enough cards in this deck that we can reasonably get it before other people. Yeah, I've been in this situation a couple of times with stuff, and like I actually was in this situation against a Runes deck while one of our losses was this exact same situation, which I just scooped instead of playing it out because I didn't want to deal with it. But I really feel like we would have been just fine. All right, so we're saying no blocks this time. Taking all the damage. They get to gain all the life that they want, but they're still milling out before we do. Even if we mill out, it doesn't matter because we can't lose the game. They can't win the game. And so nothing matters at this point besides just keeping these guys alive. So we're just going to keep doing that. We're going to put a counter onto Sanctuary Warden. We're going to activate this time. And yeah, we're just good. Keep going, sir. So they have to find a borrow time for 2 creatures now, which I just don't think that their deck will have 2 of them, and they have to do it before we find a third Exalted Deeds to put onto another angel. And so against this deck, I just don't think there's any way to go for it. So they might be timing us out here sooner than later. So they can gain all the life in the world. And this is kind of the fun about the hard luck, and this is actually why I like this deck in this format right now, is that it beats runes this way, which we've already shown that we can beat them in other ways as well. And yeah, like I might have made some misplays earlier on in the game. They were able to draw this Halo Haunting, which they usually only have like 2 of or 1 of. It's usually short on those scalds they focus on. This deck has been so fine-tuned over time that it's really intriguing to me, but we shall see. So they do get rid of a Wandering Emperor. That's fine. Gain some more life. Doesn't matter.
I'll be back.
Yeah, no reason playing mine out unless we have a Luxior to protect it. Play out the plains. Last turn. We're just going to keep playing. They can keep going off if they want to. Nothing really matters besides who finds the borrow time first, who finds other stuff. Do we find a farewell before they do? We need to make sure we don't hit creatures when we play the farewell. But yeah, there's just... I don't know how we lose from this point, other than they have more removal than I thought. But Circle of Confinement wouldn't be able to hit Sanctuary Warden, so they'd have to find borrow time for that, and then maybe they have like one Sanctuary Warden for other stuff. Yeah. All right, down to 124. They're up to 208. We can just got to see how much damage we can actually take with this. Counter. Fine, counter. I'm kind of like purposely taking my time with this because I want them to scoop. Revitalize, try to find something else. Yay, more life gain, yay, more lands. Fast turn. Here we go again. So funny thing here, I could actually double block onto this, put the counter onto, now it has double strike. With Wandering Emperor, I could actually almost kill this, no blocks, because of the damage that's prevented with Sanctuary Warden. And giving this first strike, we'd be able to actually kill it, but then we'd lose our guys too, so it wouldn't be worthwhile. You know. All right, here we go. Who finds what first? Yeah, we're definitely doing this one as the last game because I don't want you guys to have to stick through this for forever. Decline. Counters on there again. Decline. Pass to my turn. There's the farewell. All right, we got there. All right, so all enchantments, graveyards as well. Is there anything in my graveyard? I don't think so. Artifacts we don't want to get rid of. Okay. Okay, find the planes. I'm gonna hold on to that so I can get more card draw. Do they have any kind of reach? Now we attack in. Get a counter off of this one, doesn't really matter. Elspeth is pretty nice. Finding a Luxior could be nice, but I think I want to be able to do it all in one turn, so we're gonna pass turn. No reason to get too far. I played out the land I meant to hold on to. Oh well. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature. As defender. All right. So that's a way they can exile it. All right, so if they have more of those, that's scary. Yep. Resolves. It gets exiled, so that's one gone. All right, do you have more? And can you find it before we find our stuff?
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me. This is what you get for hurting my people.
Down to 203. 22 cards. How do they find the stuff they need before we do? Pass to my turn. We need to find another Book of Exalted Deeds. Doomskar does not work for us, so definitely get rid of that. Unless we had a shield counter onto it. Oh, I exiled my graveyard. Oops. I want to get out Elspeth this soon because finding a Luxior could be really nice for us to be able to just start gaining our life back. We actually could outpace them within 20 turns if it went that long. So the question here is, do I want to take down on this just to get some extra value right now, or do I just hold off? And I think the answer is just hold off.
Strike fast and strike hard.
And pass turn. I mean, we can start taking out some of their guys with this Crawling Barrens as well. I mean, yeah, so they could technically still find stuff before we find our second book of, or the last book of Exalted Deeds. Actually, how many did I have? Am I all out? Check out MTG Assistant. We have one more. Yeah, that's right. I thought we had one more in our deck. We have two more Search for Glories as well. That's the card that we really want to be finding here. Is Search for Glory would be a great top deck to go find exactly what we need to set ourselves up for success. And we could technically do more damage than 231 as long as they're not gaining any more life here before that they have a chance. Yeah. Counters. Oops. No, that's fine. Okay. Second Elspeth is nice. All right, so we're looking for a Book of Exalted Deeds or Luxior. Okay, Luxior's nice. We want to keep... I have a second Elspeth, so... I think we still want Elspeth to be the one that we this onto. Whatever, we'll go here first.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
And then pass turn. All right. So, I mean, honestly, if we have 21 turns here, 20 turns, we can actually get there. We can give lifelink to this Crawling Barrens and put the Luxior onto it. Give it flying, give it whatever else we need. Search for Glory is nice. Go for another book of Exalted Deeds. Play it out. Activate immediately. Put that onto there.
This is your fight.
Flying counter. Let's go Vigilance first, because we're not going to use it until we have that.
Remember your training.
Actually, no, we be careful. Let's not get too crazy. Yeah, no attacks, no attacks. Bastard. So I'd be like, now we could go on the quest of making sure that we gain enough life to be over 200, and we're honestly not terribly far away from that. It's up to an 11-11. They can kill the Elspeth now. Runeforge Champion is good. That's a really good draw for them. Because they don't have a graveyard though. So they have to go from the deck, so they're milling themselves out by doing this. Giving them less turns. Rune of Speed. They have to find 2 more removal pieces. And I highly doubt this deck will have 2 more. It's totally possible, I guess. Question is can I get enough damage dealt to gain enough life to do whatever by the time that happens? And I think that we could. So I already got the Vigilance onto it. I might even play the second Elspeth just to be able to get all the counters I need on this. I need to get Flying, First Strike, Lifelink, and Vigilance so that I can defend against basically everything, gain all the life that I need to, be able to attack in. They won't, it creates a hard lock that we can start getting enough life with. Going for Crawling Barrens and Lifelink and putting Luxior onto it is not a terrible play either, because it'll be like a 40 something just to gain us a ton of life each turn. Totally a valid way to go too. But like our negative 20 life is actually something we can mitigate before too long, which is kind of hilarious to me. All right, so we're gonna give
Show 'em what you got.
Flying here.
I have got new moves to teach you.
I want to give lifelink right now. I don't think so. All right, pass turn. What ends up killing him faster? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to do the math with this. Because this grows up. This grows by 4 power each turn, 4 or 5. And then 15. So, and then we're doing the damage each time as well. So, anyway, yeah. There's one candle trap. All right. They got there. They're able to get enough different kinds of levels of power as well. Yep. All right. There's one more gone. How many candle traps did they have? Okay, they could have 2 borrow times and 2 candle traps, so they could have this. All right, so we do have to race for the life gain, I guess. Pass to my turn. I should have done the Crawling Barrens because I think that's our best chance at racing there. All right, so
Let's do this together.
lifelink.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Trying to think, yeah, what else we could do here. Is it worth getting the one more counter? Because if they draw in the next couple turns, it actually could be worthwhile. Attack in. Pass the turn. We're going to take one more turn to put a bunch of counters onto Crawling Barrens. Be able to gain a ton of life with that could be very useful. All right, no draw, no draw. That's good. Please attack in. That's my turn. Another land. Another counter.
Show him what you got.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Yeah, Crawling Barrens would be even bigger already. So I think I'm going to put the... All right, now that we got all the counters we need to onto this one to gain some life. Yeah, we need to start racing a little bit better. Trying to think how I can do this. Just pass to my turn, or pass their turn. All right, this is actually a little bit scary now because they only need so many cards. They can dig a little bit deeper, find more stuff. They have plenty of ways to dig through their deck and find things. And if it is just a candle trap that they need or a borrowed time, we are dead. Wow, I thought they would only have like 3 removal spells, but they could have 4. Rune of Speed. And we are starting to gain life. I mean, we've already gotten 50. Couple more turns and we're back into life. I think we got to go Crawling Barrens, lifelink on this next turn. And even if I kill a bunch of their stuff, I think I'd be fine with that. Because it means that they'd have less creatures for the coven for the candle trap. And I give it first strike so they wouldn't be able to do much anyway. We have transients. So do they attack in at us is the question here. 8 cards left. Haven't found another borrowed time yet. All right, so counters onto Crawling Barrens. No Field of Ruins or anything, right? They have some sort of response. What kind of response could they have? All right. Emeria's Call is kind of interesting too, giving all of our stuff indestructible except for angels. We're going to go ahead and activate this. Take action. Luxior, equip, Crawling Barrens, lifelink. Give it first strike.
I know there's a hero inside you.
Could give it flying right now, and that's a 2-turn clock. So I can play out the other Elspeth and give it flying as well. Do they have some sort of removal here? Yeah, I think it's better to just swing in. Gain the life that we need to. We're two turns away now from being able to have all of it. And we still equip onto Wandering Emperor here as well. and still put more counters onto it. All right, so they only have 2 turns now to find it, or 1 turn. All right, so counters. We need enough to be able to equip onto Wandering Emperor. So decline. Not doing another one. I mean, okay, down to -59. Oh, dude, this is fun. Yeah, equip Planeswalker back over there. Now we have lifelink defense. That's my turn. Or that's their turn, whatever. Passing. All right, did they find it here? Hello, Haunting K. That's good, that's good. But this also potentially gives them flying, which means that we can't really get in for the lethal anytime real soon. Dude, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. I mean, this is really long, and so anyone that has stuck through to this point, I really appreciate you. But we're gonna get out of low life here on this next turn, so pass to my turn. All right, activate Crawling Barrens. Take action. Equip. Crawling Barrens. They're gonna draw out before us too. So even if they do find the removal, as long as we are good here, we're good. Give us flying. Start actually pushing their life total, so they're gonna have to play defensively now.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Swing in. They keep having some sort of response. I'm not sure what it would be. All right, down to 64, up to 39. We are above starting life total again. I meant to put counters onto that before. Equip, Planeswalker. Yep, you. Now they can't kill us. I mean, they have plenty of things they can still do, I guess, but I can actually give Wandering Emperor indestructible now. Let's go ahead and just do this. Let's go Emeria's Call. Have more blockers available. Fast turn. Oh man, this is insane. So they're 1 enchantment away, I think, from Haloed Haunting. Haloed Haunting. I can say it. All right, Den of the Bugbear coming out. They probably just have to go for a full-on swing. Hope that they mix us up. I don't know how they win here. I think they're going to try to get for lethal damage, and then maybe they have the borrow time right now. But we're going to gain 30 life here. So getting rid of anything that will hurt us is, you know, good. Yeah, I think we still just block the damage. Try to keep our life total as high as possible, just in case there's some sort of thing they could do here. Yeah, we're still alive through that much damage. We go to like 12, somewhere around there, after getting the life and whatnot. I was worried there for a second that I blocked with this one. I did not. We're okay. That would have been bad. Blocking with Crawling Barrens could have been a nice way to go as well. Once we give it Vigilance, we'll be in great shape. Yeah, up to 70. They definitely don't have 70 points of damage. So actually, we go to like 20 something. What is it? I was way off. 35. All right. I can math. There we go. They got the scoop finally. Yeah, because we had lethal the next turn. Whatever. Oh man, it's fun. Really long game. There was definitely luck involved there that we were able to find the things we needed to before they did, but that's kind of what we set up for. So sweet stuff. All right, guys, in the wrap up there, we ended up having 1 loss and 3 more wins with this one. And the one against Mono White was just, I mean, like, you're going to lose those games when you draw 15 cards and only 3 lands. When you have Thalia is, of course, a really annoying card for us. And we do have answers for it, but perhaps we can find better ones, better ways to actually deal with it. But overall, I think this is a fun deck. I think that it's really good in the format. It matches up well against a lot of different decks. People holding off for so long, like against that Runes deck, will happen less and less the more that this deck is played in the format as well, and then you kind of prove that you can deal with their things more often. And so you shouldn't have to wait that long with everything. But yeah, I think we had almost all of those on the play, which was really nice. 1 on the draw, 3 more on the play. So we got to see a little bit more. But yeah, it went up to 72% win rate instead of 71. So I mean, between 11 games at 72% win rate is really good. That's not enough to really get a good feel for win rate ratio, but this is a good deck. The biggest decks I have had issues against is the Arcane Bombardment deck, just because I don't have enchantment removal. I actually just barely added in this one Farewell. Before I had 4 Doomskars, because I just liked being able to Doomskar on turn 3 occasionally, and then 5 mana was not too much for us for later on. And so I liked it better than Depopulate, where we don't have any multicolored stuff except for the citizen tokens that this makes. So there was never really a point to do Depopulate for us. Doomskar works better. Farewell is nice. The biggest question is, should you bring in Professor of Symbology to be able to learn, or if there's any other kind of way to learn in White? I'm not really sure. That you can gain life with or whatever. I mean, guiding any way to kind of learn or find ways to destroy artifacts, enchantments. I know there are ways to destroy enchantments, even like a Borrowed Time of Our Own or something like that could be useful, just to be able to get rid of a few other threats that are needed. Hopeful Initiate actually could be really good in the deck, because it's just another creature for us, putting counters onto it all day long, being able to remove counters. That's actually part of what we're trying to go for, but that removes the value of Doomskar. I liked like Restoration. I like a lot of other cards that don't flip around immediately, so maybe even going for another Saga. Like Machiko. I don't know, Machiko's not terrible. We could also go for Wedding Announcement as just another way to have some card draw. We can grow up our creatures. It doesn't gain us any life. It doesn't work for this, but we can put threats on the battlefield. It's another good thing in the 3-drop slot, but it can't be found with Search for Glory. And so I know that I'm not sure what the right way to go is, what the best additional art is in here. And I think it's, you take out Revitalize. I think you keep the Sunset Revelries, you take out 2 Revitalize, and you put something else there in that 2-drop slot or 1-drop slot. And I don't know what it is. I'd love to hear down in the comments below what you guys think it should be. But otherwise, I think the rest of the deck is really nice. But I think that's kind of these 2 cards are the slots that you change out for depending on what's in the format. You can go down maybe 1 Restoration, maybe 1 Search for Glory, but ultimately that's what you're looking for. Between Potion of Healing and Search for Glory, I had felt like I had enough life gain for I felt like ultimately I've had enough life gain for Book of Exalted Deeds to either find, Wandering Emperor and Elspeth to be able to give myself something lifelink to be able to hit in to gain life with it ultimately along the way. Yeah, it's in between. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.